The movie begins on an island resort in the Philippines. Her family and friends gather for the wedding of Darcy Rivera, Jennifer Lopez, and Tom Fowler or Josh Dahamala. Darcy attends her meeting for dinner with her mother Renata Sonia Bravo, who thinks her big wedding is too flashy. Meanwhile, on the motorboat, Tom prepares a surprise for Darcy, but is startled by the guards and he falls into the water. Tom's mother Carol, Jennifer Coolidge, arrives with her second husband Larry Steve Colter. At the same time, Darcy's father Robert Czech Marina shows up with his new girlfriend Harriet or Darcy Cardina, annoying Renata, who still hates Robert after their divorce. While Darcy and Tom are trying to spend time together, Tom is separated by her best friend Ricky Desmond Hernandez, and Darcy is with her sister Jamie Acaulay Hernandez. Left to make matters worse, Darcy's charming ex-boyfriend, Sean Lenny Kravitz, is lured in by Robert. He calls Darcy dirty and his presence makes Tom nervous. Tom gives a speech that overshadows Sean's more personal speech to Darcy. Following this, Tom's sister Genia Melissa Huntro gives a speech about her recent marital troubles. Darcy and Tom try to relax and become intimate with each other, but Carol walks in and says words that she thinks are encouraging, but aren't really in the end. The couple sleep separately. The next morning is the wedding day. As the preparations were made, a group of pirates headed to the island after seeing the couple's wedding website. There is she texts Tom to meet him personally, and Darcy says he feels it's too much for everyone to come to the Philippines for her wedding because he doesn't want a big one. They bicker until they decide the wedding should be called off. Just as pirates raid the resort and take staff and guests hostage, Tom sees this and runs to warn Darcy. The pirates force everyone into a pool and, knowing how wealthy Robert is, demand a ransom of $45 million. Tom takes Darcy out of her room and tells her what's going on. They see an armed pirate about to break in and try to come up with a plan to capture him. As they try to subdue him with their own ideas, Tom wants to catch him in the net, but Darcy thinks spraying his eyes with hairspray is enough. The pirates then take the pair to their leader, but Darcy demands a cigarette, which he uses to set the pirate's head on fire, causing the pirate to jump out, and it reduces the need for the pair to try to control the driver and take over the car. They manage to jump out, but Darcy's dress gets caught when the cart falls off a cliff and is nearly ripped off. They are then attacked by one of the pirates, but Darcy manages to pull a grenade out of his hand and Tom kicks him, killing him by falling him on a rock. This makes him ashamed of killing people. Darcy and Tom try to find a way to escape, but Tom informs Darcy to be careful with grenades as they do not contain needles and can trigger if dropped. They try to find an area with good cell phone signal so they can call for help, but more pirates follow and Darcy drops the phone. They find a zipline tower to descend from and Darcy drops a grenade on the two pirates, alerting the others to its location when it explodes. When the couple lands, they are horrified to see their loved ones being held hostage and try to find a way to get help. The two go to the kitchen to find a way to break the bond. The pirates came in when they broke free with a delicatessen cutter. Tom got a bad cut on his hand and Darcy passed out. Tom fights the pirates until he hits her through her glass window and costs her. When Darcy comes to her senses, she shortens her dress and puts on her boots so that her Tom can spring into her action to save her loved ones. Darcy and Tom find her main office at the resort, but find there is no internet. Owners Margia Serena Tana and Ace Alberto Isaac hide the couple in a bunker. While tending to Tom's wounds, Margie reveals that pirates Tom knew last summer had stalked the resort. Darcy yells at Tom about this fact and his self-sabotaging habits and insecurities, which is why he wanted to have a big wedding. Tom replies that despite being frightened, Darcy pretends to be confident. Tom put all the hostages there, so he will be responsible for them. When another pirate approaches, Ace and Margie send the pair down a tunnel, but Tom goes out and is captured, leaving Darcy hidden. Tom is taken by other hostages. He says a phrase in Balinese meaning "fuck grandpa" to the lead pirate and points the knife at Sean. Tom deduces that Sean is the villain who hired the pirates, because Sean had said the phrase before and Tom thought the pirates were Balinese. He made up a wedding invitation that one of his pirates had, explaining that Tom wanted to get a ransom from Robert because Sean wouldn't give him the investment money increased. Sean breaks free from the act, joins the pirates, and pulls a gun on Tom. Darcy feels bad about being with Ace and Margie in an argument with Tom, so he is encouraged to save everyone himself. Sean, using her Harriet as a pawn, takes her in her helicopter and takes the pirate leader to find her Darcy. Darcy arrives with her gun and she tries to make peace with Tom before fighting off the pirates. In the end, the pirates took Darcy hostage and one of the pirates tried to kill her personally because Darcy burned her face. Later, The others find out that Harriet was involved in the scheme all along, as Larry recorded the whole thing and got footage of her and Sean snorting at the helicopter. Harriet kills the chief pirate by hitting a pressure point to paralyze him and ejects him from the helicopter. Darcy and Tom make plans by having an impromptu wedding at a swimming pool allowed by the pirates. Carol gets everyone to sing "I'll Be" before the pair sees the opportunity to fight back. Carol also gets her gun. They use another grenade to kill the pirates and set off fireworks to alert Sean and Harriet. Ace and Margie help the guests stay safe while Darcy and Tom try to stop the bad guys. The pair arrive at the docks, where they subdue the young pirates and attempt to board the motorboat Tom had planned to surprise Darcy. They are found by Sean, who tries to get Darcy to side, but she refuses to join him. She and Tom board a boat while Sean pursues them. Harriet tries to shoot them from a helicopter. As Darcy accelerates the boat, Tom and Sean get caught in the parasail. Tom used his hair to pull down the zip line. Darcy cut the parasail off with the cake knife Carol gave him. Sean was shredded by the helicopter's rotor blades, and Harriet jumped into the ocean as the helicopter took off. Darcy and Tom return to the island, where they are fully reconciled and agree to proceed with the wedding. Authorities show up to arrest the surviving pirates, and Darcy and Tom eventually marry. Jamie and Ricky, who teamed up, accidentally set off the final fireworks.